Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts, and today I have a brand new combo that will teach you the fundamentals of Yuta Stalls. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow DNA, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. And a special thanks to the first non-business friend of the channel, Johnny Howard. Thanks so much for your support, Johnny. So Yuta Stalls are one of my favorite examples of plane breaking, and probably the first one that I can point to that arrived on the poi scene. And as luck would have it, I recently watched an old G performance video and realized that he was kind of working with something that you can think of as a stepping stone to getting to Yuta Stalls. So I thought I would put together a whole combo with that idea in place, something that will kind of work by baby steps up to getting full Yuta Stalls. So to get this combo down, you're going to want the following tricks under your belt. Yuta Stalls. Hey, if you know the basics, it can only help here. And tuck turns. That's right, it's just those two tricks. Basically, the work that you're doing today is going to build up to one of them, and it turns out there's a lot of different variants on how to get there. So I will leave links to those two tutorials down in the description, as well as up in the cards if you're watching on YouTube. I will show you the combo at full speed, take you through it step by step, and then show it to you again in slow motion. All right, so this whole combo basically revolves around a single idea, and that is a stall done in a horizontal plane. We are used to playing around with stalls in vertical planes, that is, these points where we get to see the poi drop down, but we can also take the same concept and apply it to working in horizontal planes. That's right, as I'm going back and forth across my body here, I can think of this movement as working in exactly the same way that these stalls do when I'm doing my down stalls on a vertical plane, right? And of course, in most cases, we just kind of swing back and forth as we're performing these horizontal stalls here, simply because, why not? If you can put in fewer beats, then why not do it? So we're going to run through basically 3 different variations on how you can make these particular horizontal stalls work, leading all the way up to that greatest of all horizontal stalls, Yuta Stalls. So to start off with, we are going to play with something that I got from a recent G video that I went back and watched, which is this idea of starting with the poi basically straight in front of you with the two of them hanging. I kind of think of this as they're like hanging over my hip bones and everything, but straight out in front of me. Now, the presentation on this can work one of 2 ways. The way I prefer to do it is to do a little point isolation. That is, I crank my hand down so that I could just switch into pendulums and everything, but I'm not going to. Instead, what I'm going to do is swing the poi around and back and point isolation back into place. That is point, around, around, point. If you want to, you can do this the slightly sloppier way, and that is just go around and back. So it's almost like you're kind of swinging the poi out and then you're dropping it back into place. There's no point isolation here. It's just kind of like pulling the poi around in a horizontal plane from where it starts in a vertical plane. And when it comes back around, you treat it as though it's basically a vertical stall, right? Okay, so we're going to do this twice on each side. I start off by doing my right hand goes around and comes back. My left hand goes around and comes back. My right hand, once again, goes around and comes back, and my left hand goes around and comes back. Okay, so once I arrive back here, I'm going to go ahead and switch into doing some tuck turns. That is, I'm going to pull up on both of the poi and send them around going clockwise. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm imagining that this position right here are a pair of down stalls on my center line, and I'm kind of tugging the poi up and around over to go clockwise, and then around my hips, around my shoulders, around my hips, around my shoulders, and boom, something here changes. What is that thing? Well, basically, coming out of those last shoulder reels, I'm going to let my poi kind of arrive in such a way that I'm almost doing bottom stalls across my, my shoulder line. The reason being that I want to be able to take those poi around to the side. This happens really quickly. So think you're doing hips, shoulders, and boom, you have that bottom stall. And if you want to, you can actually take this in such a way where you do those shoulders and then just kind of hang out here in pendulums directly in front of you. That's a great way to warm yourself up to this next part. Okay, so with my poi dangling over to my left-hand side here, I'm going to swing them around. And notice that as I'm doing that, that's not my hand leads the poi all the way around. It is my hand starts by leading my poi, and then it switches around so that my poi is leading my hand once I go past that point far off to my right-hand side. So I want to wind up in this position with the poi pointing stage left from my hand, both in front of me as well as behind me. Remember, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to do a full horizontal stall. So the poi is pointing the same direction, both sides. So when we put that together with both of the hands, it looks like this. We do the stall and around. Now from here, I want you to go ahead and turn your entire body. We can return to pendulums for a second here. Really what I want you to do is just a single spin with the poi, like you're doing an anti-spin pedal, and have the poi arrive pointed over to your left-hand side again. And we take them around and go ahead and arrive back at this spot where we started, yeah? So you can take this slowly by doing shoulders and pendulums, and then stall it around, pendulums, and go around with the poi, stall, take it around, and come back to our pendulums here, yeah? But if we take this at speed, it looks like this. As we go around the shoulders, we take it around, go up, and take it around and arrive back in front of us, yeah? All right, so now it gets complicated because we have to go from taking our poi halfway around our body to taking our poi in a full 360-degree turn as we turn our body with it. This is why we use that first part as a warm-up. We were just trying to go to the back side and then to the front side, and now we're just going to go all the way around, yeah? So that winds up looking like this. We do that pedal and we take it around, and you can either walk the poi around like that, or you could do it as a pirouette like that. Totally up to you. But either which way, you're going to arrive back in front of you with both of the poi pointing out to the right. You're going to drop them down into tuck turns, under, over, and stall them off to your right-hand side to bring this one to rest. Okay, so everything from the top, I go ahead and kind of start straight up and everything with my poi at my sides, and I take a little shuffle to get the poi up in front of me, and I go ahead and peel off the right to horizontal stall. I peel off the left to horizontal stall. Peel off the right, and then I peel off the left. After all that, pick the poi up and take them around in tuck turns, under, over, and do the stall, take them around behind me, do another stall, take them around behind me, and I take another stall, go all the way around in a Yuta stall, take my tuck turns around before finally finishing off to my right-hand side. Goodness. Let's see that again in slow motion. Wonderful. So I would love to see your version of this combo. Please post a video of yourself doing it to any one of the platforms that I'm on, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and pretty please tag me. I would love to see your hard work. And if you got anything out of this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to help other people find it, and of course, to help my channel grow. And of course, a huge thank you, because this video would not be possible without the kind contributions of these amazing folks right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the wonderful people listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support this work that I'm doing, bringing the love of poi spinning and flow arts to the broader world and helping people connect with their brains and their bodies as creative beings, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/DirectsFactorPoi and signing up. There you can get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future, plus some great extras and behind the scenes content as well. So go check that out. Please and thank you. Do you have a trick that you would like to see me integrate into one of my combos? Leave me a comment and let me know. You never know, you could come up with a suggestion that gets my creative juices flowing. Either which way, I'm going to leave a link in the description to a playlist of videos just like this one if you want to check out more of them, as well as having a link on screen if you happen to be watching this on YouTube. Make sure to get outside and flow this weekend, and I will see you with a brand new video on Monday. Peace.